Here's our 1998 Lincoln Mark 8, red, 121,000 miles. CarFax shows no accident history. The car has had some repaint work done on the front and rear bumpers, but it was very well done. About the only way that you can tell that the paint work was done is to get up underneath the car and see a little bit of overspray on some things that should be black and it's got a tinge of red to it, and that's about it. The car is got very few imperfections on the outside. Just to show you a few of the more significant ones, got a little paint chip right there. It's got a door handle that has been replaced because these do break a lot, and that is a slightly different color, but it works just fine. It's got a little nick right there. There's a little bit of trash down inside the headlight right there. We might be able to get that out. We're not quite through detailing this yet. And it's got a little scuff mark right there, which we may be able to get out. Likewise, one down there. As far as dings, the one I showed you right up there is about the only one I have found on the car. It's very, very, very nice. Let's have a look at the inside. And you may be able to get the carpet a little bit nicer. It's got a little bit of discoloration right down there. But it's got the original LSC floor mats. In terms of things that are not quite right on the inside, this vent is missing a louver. These vents do pop up on eBay fairly regularly, and they're not very difficult to replace because it's just got two screws down there and you just pop it in. You just have to wait for one the right color or get a paint shop to mix up the color for you. Somebody, when they put in this aftermarket stereo, which is awesome, they actually chipped this, and this is actually real wood, but they just knocked off the clear coating off of it, or the varnish coat or whatever it is. So what I've been doing is putting, just every couple of days or so, I'll just build up a little bit more layer of gloss. It's got just a few spots. If you do that enough times, it'll get built back up to the original layer, and it'll look really pretty good. The seats are in really nice shape. The dash has got a crack in it right about up there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that was apparently done when it had the microphone put in for the phone. Okay, let's walk around to the driver's side here, and it's got a little bit of a got that on the kind of hat rack area or whatever, your parcel shelf, and it's looks pretty nice on the inside over here. This is not quite right. It's busted. These pop up on eBay fairly often. I've already bought one for the other side. They're pretty easy to put on. And the back seat is very good. So if you're not familiar with these cars, here's a rundown of the problems you can expect if you bought one that was new. The airbag system sucks on them. The blend door actuators on the heaters suck. And these neon tail lights, like you see on the back, they're horrid. This tail light, start here, this tail light has been disconnected on this portion. Now the ones on the corners and the back, and the brake light on the back, center brake light, that all works fine. But the problem is the neon ballasts blow, and then it blows your tail and turns your tail and stoplight fuses. And when that happens, you got no lights on the back, and the car is gonna not let you get out of park. So it really messes the car up. Now, we have not replaced the ballast on the back. It's quite safe to drive like this. This is just a gimmick, is all it is. So if you want to get that fixed, you can get any ballast for about $100, and they're quite easy to wire up. And if you're interested, I can give you a wiring diagram so that you can rig it up so that the in the event that the light fails in the future, you're not going to end up blowing fuses. There is a way to do that. Ford should have done it and they didn't. Let's see about air ride suspension. This does not have it. Don't know if we can get under here and see, but yeah, you can see coil springs. That's good. They're strut master coil springs. You will never have airbags leak again on this car. As far as the blend door actuator goes, it used to be that the thing to do was to replace it, and you would have to pull out a bunch of stuff on the dash and pull the whole dash out. But actually, you can just pull this and this and this, and then get in there and zip tie the actuator, which is what I did. It works just fine. Now it's got heat, it's got good AC. Under the hood, we have not detailed the engine, haven't really done anything to it. This is exactly how we got it. The 98s did not have a cover on them. The 97s did that said Intech across it. The 98 does not have it. So this car doesn't have it. But this is just dust. So a lot of people like to see an engine in its non-detailed state so that you can see what you're looking at and see that nothing's being hidden. So we may not even clean this. It's not a really big deal to clean it. Now, one thing about this car is it did come from up north. It came from Pennsylvania and Maryland for a long time. An owner up there put over 100,000 miles on it, I think, up there. The rest of the miles were down in the south, it looks like. But a lot of people up there don't drive a nice car on snowy roads and in salt and stuff, and it looks like that's what happened with this. It looks like somebody just garage kept it. This car has had several owners, but everybody that's had it has just babied it and taken care of it. It's a very well cared for car. You really won't find much of any kind of rust issue stuff that you wouldn't find on an Alabama car, put it that way. A lot of the fasteners for stuff like brake lines and stuff up underneath, the bolt heads are not rusty. Suspension components look really nice. It doesn't, you would never guess this car had been north of the Mason-Dixon line, which it has, but it looks like it's been an Alabama car its whole life. But so that's pretty remarkable. In terms of the way it handles and drives, if you have never driven one of these cars, it is amazing. It's like a cross between a sofa, a set of four wheels, and an F-16. It's just amazing. You put your foot in it and it'll just scream. These cars have got roughly the same engine as a Mustang Cobra. The Cobra actually got the Mark 8 engine, not the other way around. So the engine started out in these cars, and the performance is really nice. It drives fast and it corners flat. You can just light up the tires and lay a couple of black marks, and it'll chirp the tires between shifting gears. It's pretty thrilling to drive. It's very cool. It drives very nice. In terms of mechanical issues with the car, as it sits right now, I think that the only things that I can think of that I'm aware of are that the ball joint boots are cracked on both sides on the bottom. You can replace just the boots. It seems like it drives like the ball joints are fine. It's a very tight handling car. Other than that, which if all that is a boot, that's not a very big deal. You can buy boots separately and just replace just the boot. The other issue is the ABS. Unfortunately, 1998 was the only year that Ford used a particular type of ABS sensor, and this one has got a bad one on this corner back here. So the ABS light is on and traction control is not working. These sensors are available. They're about $170, and we have not done that. And I'm not sure if I were going to keep this car for myself, I'm not sure if I would even do it. The the anti-lock brakes work fine on the front, it seems like. On the back, they don't. So, but the sensors are very, very simple to change. And you would probably just need to just get another sensor. There may be something else out there that you could get to fit. I'm not sure, but this is a kind of a common Mark 8 problem. But for a car of this age and this mileage, and this is not a like a Toyota or something, to have no more problems than that, this is a really good car. It's just people say that these cars are just really, really long lasting, and that they'll just go for many, many, many miles, like hundreds of thousands. So at 121, this car's still got a lot of life left in it, and it's quite an attention getter. You will very much enjoy driving these cars. This is one of the most enjoyable cars to drive that I have ever driven. It's one of the fastest cars I've ever driven, and just one of the most fun to drive. It is really cool. So please come out and take a look, and we hope to see you here. Thanks.